But yeah, for real, I really hope you guys are taking care of yourselves out there. These are not the easiest times for just 2020 in general, you know. Um, but yeah, like I hope that we continue the same energy of, confronting the injustices that we see in our own lives, in our own interactions that we have with other people. It's important that we continue. You know, it's up to us or no one. You know. But anyways, so with that being said, I'm just gonna continue with my form of self care, um, which is doing this Fit Light journey. To be honest, this is a good trial run. This was really good to do this because kind of pinpoints a lot of things that I see I do, and it doesn't really help me in terms like mentally in trying to do this. But anyways, let me go into my successes and failures of this month. So I'm gonna start off with the goals that I mentioned last time. My goals was to drink more water. It was to what? It was to lose 4 pounds. Incorporate more proteins and veggies into my diet. Let me just say that losing 4 pounds did not happen. That scale did not move. It didn't. Like it fluctuated, but overall, every morning it has not moved. That number has not changed for the past 4 weeks. To tell you why, I can't pinpoint it to why, but let me go on to the successes I've had this month. So I've separated my success into two ways. One, or the first way is what I feel. The second way is what you like. If you were here as a person, you are able to tell. Like someone who's in my family are able to tell notice the differences within my body. So let me start off with the things I feel in general when I started this journey. So definitely, like after a couple of weeks of getting used to the workouts, I definitely saw an increase or boost, an improvement on my mood. It's to the point where if I'm feeling sad that day, like working out has definitely helped me at a certain point, with my dealing with sadness. I'm trying not to mention it, but like in terms of sadness, like working out has definitely improved my mood. I feel like I didn't feel that spiral of depression, you know. But overall, generally, I'm always usually like, whatever, slow moving, but it's negative. I had a negative kind of very down, very kind of negative energy around me. And now I'm still whatever, but it's more positive. It's like, all right, let's do this kind of thing. So those are things I feel, improving the mood. Definitely, I feel less groggy in the morning. You know how there's days where it's like a hangover. Like there's days where you're like, oh my god, I feel like shit. Well, I don't really have those days anymore. I think that's definitely improved. I feel like I wake up and I go wash my face, do my morning routine, and I feel good. Like there's no doubt about it. My clothes, I don't have proof because obviously I haven't dropped the weight, but my clothes definitely do feel looser. And I can't show you hard facts, but I can feel it. I honestly feel it. Actually, this last one might be a big important one. Just you'll see why. But anyways, there's times before working out when I look in the mirror, I feel normal. I feel good. Like I feel confident. Like I look good. But there's times where I don't know what gets into me or what it is about my eyes that I feel like I see my body like bigger than what it actually is, and like I feel bigger than I actually am, and that kind of like fucked me over in terms of like self-confidence at times. I don't know, I just felt like there's like all of a sudden I felt like I fit through this door, you know. But that hasn't happened. Like I feel like when I look at my body, it just stays the same. It doesn't change, you know. It's like when you look at, like, let's say you're looking at Apple, but the more I look at it, like it changes, you know. Like it looks weird. You notice the imperfections, I guess, you know. It's like when you stare at something too long, you tend to notice, or it tends to shift a certain way. I don't know if I'm making sense, but like that's what would happen with my body, and now it's like it hasn't moved. It's like the more you repeat a certain word, it starts starts to sound weird. And that's kind of like what my eyes did. The more I looked at it, the more like I felt like the bigger I grew. Like I was able to see my body as big as it was, or not as big as it was. But the point is that made me feel way bigger than I actually was. But yeah. So those are the soft facts. Those are the things I generally feel. In terms of hard facts, let's go to hard facts now. The hard facts of my body is that I'm able to do I'm able to do more reps than I was originally able to do in the beginning of the month. That's a fact. I lost an inch from my chest and my waist, but let me disclose that I did gain half an inch on my butt and one of my thighs. I guess I'm not using one thigh more than the other. I don't know, but I'm hoping that's just muscle. To be honest, I do understand that for women it's harder to lose weight around certain areas just because we start back there a little bit more often. But I lost an inch on my what? That's a fat transfer, but I don't know if it works that way. But yeah, when I do my workouts now. Before, you know how you start out and you like look at it yourself and like, oh, I think I'm doing this right. You know, your form's probably not as good, but definitely after repeating it a lot more times, my form got really good, and I'm able to do a lot more things that I wasn't able to. And that also includes another success, which is flexibility. I'm definitely much more flexible than when I first started, and I think that's you can see that. Like if you see my progress, you're like, damn, you could stretch like that. Fuck. Yeah. Let me tell you another success that like a good positive thing that's come out from all this is that I'm trying to get. Like it's inspired me to kind of get my grandparents to be moving. You know, I love my grandparents to death. Like I love them so much, and I want them to be. Not that I'm forcing them to be in it, but I want them to be in like some kind of physical movement because I know it's important to keep your bodies nice and strong, just so that your bones don't deteriorate and cause osteoporosis. You know, from the like not using your bones, and like, I know that happens naturally. It doesn't have to do, but like working out does help, like slowing down that disease if it were to happen. But you know. I love my grandparents, but I've gotten them into it. Yay! So every time I go over, I make sure they work out because I'm like, Grandma, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? She doesn't like it though. Not like I make her do heavy stuff either, but whatever. But yeah. So here's the juicy part. Let me tell you about my failures because, you know, I'm human. I think that, you know, I got a lot of good successes here, but I feel like it didn't reach to its max potential because of my failures. But I feel like the main failure is the fact that I don't really sleep well. You know, there's times where I just get 4 hours of sleep. There's times where I sleep in 2 different periods. I sleep like at night and then wake up again and then go sleep at some other point. It's never like a consecutive hours of sleep. And I feel like that does impact my muscles like my muscles and weight loss in general, because your muscles need time to rest, they need time to recuperate, and I'm not giving them that appropriate time to do that. And in turn, instead of building muscles, it's hindering that process, and in turn those muscles aren't helping me burn those calories when I'm not working out, you know, because it's about, yes, you working out, but it's also about the amount of calories that your muscles take up when you're not working out. And I think that lack of sleep has really impacted me in those results. So I guess it would be a failure. I mean, I don't think of another word. Yeah, failure. I'm a failure. Yeah. Let's see. Another one is I've literally been forming a bad habit. I know I said that coffee has helped me like go away from that sweet tooth. And not that I eat a lot of sweets anyways, but like I've literally been eating chips and Oreos. I'm not gonna lie. Like y'all seen my Instagram, I've been making cookies. But after a while, coffee is just like it's good. Like I'll still drink it, but I don't want to burn it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of finding like alternatives to that and satisfying my like sweet tooth. But I definitely been forming bad habits and been eating it more. Like I'm trying to follow the 80-20 rule, which is you eat 80% of what you eat is like healthy, well balanced meals, you know, under the calorie and stuff, and 20% is every once in a while indulging in your favorite foods, but of course not like going crazy, but you know, in moderation, you are able to eat those foods that you crave, you know, um, and that has not been the case. Like I have not been doing the 80-20 rule with when it comes to cookies and chips. Maybe some soda, even though some soda. But I really gotta work on that. Like I've really performing a bad habit. Another one. I don't know what this is. Emotional clouded mirror. Well, anyways, I think another failure, or can be classified as a failure, is my I know what it is. It's my inability to have that week. It's that weak moment in which I feel like I'm making no progress, but I actually am making progress. No, that's not it. That's not my failure. Let me pause. Okay, I know what my failure is. I've realized that my nutrition could definitely use a lot of work. It's not just about the green smoothies. I definitely need to pay attention to the amount of protein that I'm eating. I'm not eating enough protein, and also I think I'm doing that thing, like not really knowing, but I think I'm not, since I'm not measuring food. I think I'm under calculating the amount of calories that I'm eating. I don't know. I have to check it out, but I think I've definitely been overeating. Like especially this past week, I've definitely been going over my calorie intake. And although working out, like I don't know how to put it, working out does help, but I need to stay under that calorie limit. You know, and it's nothing drastic. I'm not doing like 1,200 calories. It's a good amount. So between 1,500 to 1,700 around there. With the workout, it creates kind of like a deficit. But I definitely have. I think I'm maybe underestimating the amount of calories that I've been eating. And I might be switching to measuring my food out because I think feel like that's the more accurate way of measuring out my food and knowing how many calories I eat. But yeah, so far, that's my journey so far. That's my check-in. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do another one, but I'm gonna push it back to maybe like 2 months and see more results. So maybe the next one, in terms of a check-in, whether I met my goals or not, and like I'll make another goal video. But in terms of making my goals, there's some goals I didn't make. There's some goals I did make. It's been good. I hope to continue. Obviously, I'm gonna continue working out, keep working on those nutrition things. I'll make a new goal video, but in terms of check-in and doing another check-in, I think I'm gonna do that every 2 months now. Now that I know that it's helping me, but I'm gonna be doing other videos in the way. Like there's certain things in my mental state of mind that's been changing too, and I feel like those are equally as important. But yeah, thank you for supporting me in my journey, watching me be awkward and not looking at the camera and moving around. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate it though. Thank you. I hope you have a blessed day. See ya.